Paul, it's always a pleasure to get the chance to speak to you. It's oddly weird the amount of similarities that we have between the two of us, but I think that that's awesome. I'd rather have those similarities than not. Glad you're still hooping too. I didn't ask how old you are, but if I'm anywhere near your age and still able to hoop, I think you said every weekend, then I will be gladly happy and I'd be living life to my fullest extent. After you watch this, please send me that San Quentin article. I'm dying to read it. I think that that is hilarious. Not only that you made Sports Illustrated, but the fact that you got to play against actual prison inmates and that they had an actual team. I would imagine that's an experience, like you said, that you will never forget, and I need to hear it. Not only read it, but I need to hear it as well. So I created this presentation for you. I hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, please reach out. If there's any specific questions, I'll share the actual slides with you so you can go through them yourself. But let's take a deep dive into it. So what can be improved upon when it comes to the website and the outreach for it? First screenshot is of a tool that we use when measuring our partners as well as our opposition's website footprint. So on the left, it says you guys are averaging 48 SEO clicks a month off of 90 organic words. These words are ingrained in the website, such as estate, planning on the bottom right there, any sort of trustworthy, approachable, any sort of keywords that someone will type into Google that will pop up through SEO based off Google understanding what's on your website. 48 is okay. It's barely okay, to be honest. The firms that are doing it right have over 5,000 eyeballs a month on their website strictly based off their SEO, such as starting a blog. I know you've done a lot of good things for the law firm, such as that email marketing plan, 120,000, I believe you said, email addresses. That's insane. This is going to be the same concept except for a lot less work for you, and you don't have to track it. On the right, pay per click. Again, the law firms that are doing it right are not paying that much. Could be paying $5,000 a month for Google AdWords and getting pay per clicks. Not as high as SEO because you are paying for them, but you're going to be getting high quality clicks that could range from 200 all the way to 2,000 a month. And with pay per click, you're going to be getting clients that are specifically typing in best attorney in Orange, best attorney in Santa Ana. You're going to be getting specific people looking for specific questions, such as best asset protection attorney in Santa Ana. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't necessarily look for specific terms such as that into Google unless I'm seriously interested in or I'm going to be a potential client in the future. Either way, those are the two target groups that we're looking to capture when someone types in a phrase as such into Google. Now, I know advertising has historically been done on actual billboards, such as this hilarious auto accidents billboard that I found online. Advertisement has changed significantly. So David and his associate law firm is paying for this beautiful billboard that's going to be seen by everybody, probably driving down a freeway. The negative to this is it's highly expensive. Yes, a lot of people see it, but how many people actually act upon it while they're driving down a freeway? Right? That 754 number is not getting as many calls as it should because everyone's operating their car, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense for the amount of money spent versus the amount of eyes actually calling that number and becoming clients. And there's no real way to track it, so it makes it even harder to then allow your law firm to be paying for the ad because you can't track how many people are actually coming from billboard located on the side of the freeway. Digital ad comes in a variety of forms. This one doesn't have one. I just wanted to make sure that you could see what it looked like. So commercial law in orange. This is a certain keyword that we might want to capitalize on just based off of all of these that pop up don't even have commercial law in the title or in the paragraph underneath the title. And I think that that's something that if someone were to type in commercial law in orange and there was an ad that popped up from Barth Calderon saying, "We are the premier commercial law firm in Orange. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. We would love to get in contact with you." They're going to click on that ad because A, there's no other ads to click on, and B, exactly what they searched, commercial law in orange, will pop up in either the title or the paragraph, commercial law in orange. When someone types into Google an exact phrase, and that exact phrase pops up on the first 1 to 3 ads, they're going to click on that ad because it's exactly what they were looking for, which creates the highest relevancy ad possible. I have another video that describes the relevancy and how important it is in an ad. The higher the relevancy to anyone looking at the ad, the higher they click it, the lower we have to pay for ads. If you want more information into that, I can send a video. It gets really technical. I don't want to bore you if at all possible, but it does elaborate on how we structure our ads. The next one, I typed in asset protection in orange. And I like this one because it has one ad. So if we were to compete against it, we would do well. And it popped up as asset protection services. On the right, Google says that it's located in Irvine. It wasn't exactly where I looked at. We typed in, didn't have a lot of keywords to it. So this one's kind of generic, but asset protection planners, they are going to be dominating this ad, and anyone looking for asset protection and happens to type in asset protection orange, great ad that pops up. They're going to get a lot of clicks based off of it. Next, I typed in best asset protection orange. Same thing. Just you got to play with the words a little bit for these ads, and nothing pops up for best asset protection. But when asset protection's typed in, there's an ad, right? So that's something we could also be bidding on to differentiate your law firm to everybody else. On the right, highest rated asset protection, boom, 2 ads pop up, right? So the difference between best asset and highest rated, big difference. There's going to be competition for highest rated, but again, if that is what someone types into Google, that's what they're going to click on. In 2020, the law firms that have high relevancy ads are the law firms that are winning. Next slide, highest rated asset protection in Santa Ana is very similar. I just typed in Santa Ana versus orange. No ads. We would dominate that one. To the right, compassionate estate planning. This one's going to make a lot of sense. Estate planning's tough, hard on the family. But if you have a ad that says compassionate in it, guarantee you this one will be one of the best performing ads that we can create for Barth Calderon. And I keep typing specifically Santa Ana or Orange or Southern California because I want Google to know where I'm looking. But if I didn't type in Santa Ana, it would open an entire nationwide search. And that's also something we could dominate because that is what you guys advertise for your firm. Next one's family friendly estate planning. Google verified firms pop up first. If you guys aren't verified, it is really easy. Only costs a couple $100. We should be able to get it on right away. The one on the right is continued as you scroll down the page, but you guys don't pop up for family friendly estate planning. Again, for this whole video, I was just kind of playing with what you guys advertise on your website. I don't know what your highest ticket, highest margin business is. That would be what we would be looking to advertise first because you will get the most bang for your buck, and every single client that comes in is going to be a high ticket client. So it'll justify paying for having these ads online. Southern California asset protection. Again, it just goes down the list. There's a bunch of options we can do. Southern California asset protection attorney, little different keyword, different results. Side note, on the left and the right, they both have these paragraphs on top. So these are not paid. These are SEO, search engine optimization blogs that when a search phrase is typed into Google will pop up naturally. So they are not paying to have this ranked #1. If asset protection was something that Barth Calderon wanted to project, we might have an ad for this, and then we would rank above the paragraph. Both of these first paragraphs have keywords located inside them that make them pop up into Google. Again, Google is looking for high quality content to share with its users. That's what makes Google so good. And what would we be looking to do for Barth Calderon? Our options are going to be almost endless. We would want to start slow and small so that you and your partners would understand what Google ads are capable of. Once we have a general understanding, then we would take off hard, marketing to any area that you want to improve upon. What we have listed here would be start marketing to Southern California communities, develop stronger SEO game plan, right? Those organic reaches, we want to reach people for free if possible, and then we also throw Google ads on top to get both sides of the funnels. We want to implement a strong Google pay-per-click campaign, and we want to build out other areas of your current practice. Whichever areas you would be looking to develop, Ideally, they are the highest ticket areas or areas that you'd like to build upon but don't have time for. This is a great way to start bringing in leads for those. The goals for Barth Calderon, these are what we came up with, but after speaking to you and your partners, we can move these around, add other goals, take down goals. But number one, most important, is we're going to want to generate consistent quality leads for your business via Google pay-per-click. We're going to want to develop a web identity, both organically and on Google pay-per-click. And lastly, we're going to take the hard work that you and your partners have done with the current word of mouth business and add fuel to the fire with consistent online lead flow. With what you guys have done with word of mouth and email matched with a solid Google pay-per-click campaign and optimizing your SEO blog posts would give your firm an advantage over all the other firms, not only in California, but nationwide. What some of our other partners have done is a lot of what we just mentioned, but web presence is number one, monthly lead flow, conversion percentage goes through the roof. We also try to make sure that the intake process is as optimized as possible. Some of our partners grew enough to where they're able to open satellite branches either in the current state they're in a different city, or even nationally across coasts. Another question I'd like to bring up is, how many quality leads could your intake team take on per month in any one area of your business? Now, this is an important question because our job is to supply the leads as well as to help with optimization of the intake process. But if your team isn't built to take on additional leads, that would require some additional help too. Some other potential ads that we could add to the Google campaign could consist of family friendly, family oriented, nationwide, most requested. Subcategories of keywords that we could pay for are endless, but they're going to make people looking in Google for specific search terms. They're going to make you guys look even better. When you're typing in a question into Google, depending on the mood you're in, depending on the day, depending on the conversation you just had, will alter how you type that question in. The English language is amazing, and that's what makes Google so different, is because it depends on the question that was asked. On the right, nationwide estate planning attorney, boom, there's 4 ads. There are certain keywords that pop up per ad, which makes them rank when compared to each other on here, but they're missing the entire phrase, and that's something that Barth Calderon will be capitalizing on and will make you guys stand out. Some additional info that I wanted to share is we only partner with one firm in a 50-mile radius, and when I say that, that would be per niche that our partners are associated with. So for Barth Calderon, we wouldn't be looking to partner with any other firms in the Santa Ana area or Orange area that specifically do estate planning or commercial law or whatever we would be working with you guys on. Our partners do not share leads with other firms. So when we provide you with X amount of leads per month, they're going straight to you. They're not being shared with any other firm. It's very frustrating when that happens. That's not what we're about. But we want to make sure that our partners have their best foot forward. And we understand that for a lot of law firms, this is uncharted territories. And when marketers leave law firms that they partner with to just be on their own to work on conversion percentage, that's not very fair, because they are experts at being attorneys and they're learning how digital marketing works, and that's not cool. So we covered everything here. I hope that the video was informational as well as not too boring for you, but we did want to squeeze as much information into this video as possible. There is a major opportunity that we just stumbled upon. I hope to hear from you soon, as well as to answer any questions that you have. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Look forward to hearing from you soon.